Welcome on in, everyone. It is time for some more Ace Attorney. We are still in Game 1, Case 5. We are on to the second day of trialing and the second half of it.
Yeah, technically it's day 3 trial, but it's not the third trial.
Yeah, it's the second day of trials, but it's technically the third day.
Yeah, because we have a day of investigation.
Yeah.
Also, to help us along, I kept the guide up from last week.
Wonderful. Just in case.
Good. Just in case.
Yeah, case.
Recap time?
Yes, recap.
Meekins definitely did it.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to figure out how he did it. We think Jake...
so much stress.
Though, there was a surprising person absent from the evidence room, as we found out through dialogue. Jake wasn't anywhere around, which kind of contradicts with some evidence we have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we found a bloody handprint with his fingerprints on it.
Yep.
Right, oh, the fingerprint stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're actually doing forensic shit, Peachy.
Yeah. Our boyfriend gifted us
excited?
the fingerprint thingies.
You gotta rotate the three-dimensional object.
Yep.
Yeah.
The fingy prints.
Yes. Marvel gets it.
But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Like,
Yeah.
we're still investigating the evidence room shit.
Well, we finished investigating the evidence room shit.
Well, you know, we're still figuring out exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us can make an educated guess on what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can we prove it in the courtroom?
I mean, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Yup.
Phoenix is out of ideas.
So true.
Oh.
Well, let's hop right in.
He used his one idea.
He did.
Oh gosh.
What's up, girly pop?
Stares at you in Lana. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out.
Not quite. We haven't connected the dots yet, Lana.
I haven't figured anything out.
Lana. You're the one who knows everything! Emma. You always know everything! Why don't you just tell us?
Is she an oracle?
Okay, I don't know why that took me out, but oh my god. Me when I'm an oracle.
I know everything. You always know everything!
Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold?
Practice.
Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Hey, pal.
He learned how to plural his words.
More than one pal. Ellipsis from Lana.
I got something. Hold on a second. Wait, shit, where'd it go? Hey, don't insult my orational powers, pal. There we go.
Oh.
Guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait! Detective Gumshoe! What is it?
Why is the cage all the way over there? Let me fix that.
Explodes it with my mind.
Oh.
You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around all day. Fuck.
Take your time.
You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it all off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Good, celebrate life.
Sorry, detective.
Hi.
It was, you better be pal, hey, 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 if you'd like to
So
do that.
many hey!
Because he's realizing who's talking to him.
Mhm.
You better be, pal. Hey, wait. Hey. I didn't see you there, I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
I thought for sure Bear was going to pull out the prospector.
I almost
Good gracious.
did. The fucking cowboy fucked it up for me permanently.
It's okay, he'll be back soon.
Oh boy. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh. You mean this, right?
Perfect. My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name? But that's mean.
Identity theft is not a joke, Lana.
She knows she's a prosecutor.
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
Crazy? I was
I was
crazy,
crazy
once.
I'll put you in a room.
The SL9 incident room?
And fill it with rats.
Wonderful.
But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here.
She does trust us. Somehow.
Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor. We're a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness? Man, you've been everywhere in the courtroom. SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky.
Files for the Joe Darke killing solved 2 years ago. That is such a generic ass name.
I don't know why, but when you said Joe Dark, my brain for a split second processed it as Joe Dirt.
Well, that's where he is right now.
Oh god.
Shit, he's in Tennessee.
Now, typically when it's like not the main focus of the case, the other like criminals are very generic name. It's also, you might have noticed it like with the first case, like Cindy Stone, very generic name,
Oh yeah.
and it's just a play on like Cinderstone
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Cinder Block or something like that.
Something like that.
They get better, by the way.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with these serial murders.
Actually,
Oh, what? Now I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
Yes.
What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Darke killings. The Joe Darke? No, Lana! That's over with! No!
Emma,
Sorry.
wait! She ran away!
What are you cackling about over there, Bear?
Joe
My
Darke.
My partner says that Gumshoe looks like a guy who would get drunk and then start fights with people just to arrest them.
I can see it.
No, personality-wise, I think he'd just be like, get drunk and just start calling everybody pal and try to have a good time.
Yeah. But from
Yeah.
appearances alone, I can see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Appearance alone, but like, personality-wise,
No,
no.
he's too much of a goofball.
Yeah.
He's too much of a golden retriever police dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's weirdly comrade sometimes. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
He sensed the drama and he's getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
Smart move. Smart move for a man with one brain cell.
True. Sometimes he has the brain cell.
Yeah. As a treat.
As a treat.
It's on loan from Edgeworth right now.
True. Edgeworth isn't in the scene, so he doesn't need it right now.
Well, he can't investigate. That's why he doesn't need it right now.
That too.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago.
Except you, Phoenix.
Well, I'm just baby. This can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you just might be able to figure it out.
Figure what out?
Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
That's all I have. I'd better take a good look at this file.
Perhaps. It's a fat stack.
That is a fat stack indeed. Incident number SL9. Case closed. Well, I guess we're done here, guys. Bye. Perpetrator, Joe Darke. Crime, serial murder. See, it's not just murder. It's also serial murder that they prosecute.
The cereal did nothing wrong.
It knows what it did, PG.
Oh.
Case closed.
Sentence.
Suddenly a little boy in a suit and glasses show up.
Sentence. Death. People die when they're killed. You realize that, right? Anyway, victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, and Neil Marshall.
They got Kirby, no.
No!
Not Kirby.
Is Neil
Yes, we got
Marshall
Bates.
related to Jake Marshall?
Maybe.
I don't know. They had the same last name. Trial data: Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses: Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. Executive Investigators: Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head Investigators: Bruce Goodman, Investigator. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr.
We.
Incident number SL. I don't know why we're reading this. The case has been closed, guys. He's also dead.
Oh my god, to be continued. Ready to go back into this?
Yes.
February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Ms. Lana Sky.
Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Huh?
Let's be real, that shit's filled with water.
Most likely, it would be fucking just getting shit-faced in the courtroom.
I mean, he would.
I mean, as long as he can hold his liquor a bit better than that old man from the previous case.
True.
Oh boy.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Me, partner? Well, I'm just a man, same as you. Wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know! You're a patrolman!
Good job, Judge.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Howling winds? I never heard Edward described that way before.
No, Mr. Marshall.
Marshall is like if there was like a cowboy version of a Chuny.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
Just remember, he's from West LA. They do things different.
Right. Ugh.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner.
That's just gonna smack him for that answer. Anyways.
It was a yes or no question.
What do you mean? A Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please, share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
I'm not sure you want plain old English, Judge.
He starts breaking out like the Shakespearean shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Day of the crime.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day. But that ain't my style. You fucking slacking.
How do you still have a job?
Literally what you're paid for, Marshall.
Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. Fucking at the bar on the job. Fucking.
I think he meant that he was hanging out with the lunch lady, but
Oh,
yeah.
Probably.
Right.
I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're all out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
Gonna smack him upside the head.
I need to fight him.
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. No one can. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Hello?
Oh, you fucking
Wait a
brat.
minute. He is a brat. It's great.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean, the security cameras and the ID card reader. That's... I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers?
Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines. Or with following orders.
Why does he have a job? Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Judge is just like, I'm washing my hands of this. Whatever happens, happens. Get him.
Yup. Naturally, just gonna start with pressing everything with Q.
Yep.
How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room?
I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time doesn't there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recordings.
You interred them?
Videos of nothing ain't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape.
If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours.
Each time I'd erase the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. Fuck it.
Are you sure?
This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room.
Loop.
But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right?
Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
No desperado I knows. No desperado I know lets rules get in the way. You're not supposed to be a fucking desperado though, eh? Are ya?
I mean, he's barely an hombre.
No desperados I know joined the police force.
Ay.
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime... Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. It's definitely not just between you and him. It's between you and everyone else in this courtroom now.
I don't believe him anyway, so...
Yeah.
There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. Fucking...
How does this guy avoid being fired?
That's what I was wondering.
They're desperate.
It's more like they can't get any other schmuck in his position. Let's be real here.
Yeah, so they're desperate.
This is more of a punishment than a position.
It's like-
True.
It's not even... His position's not even hard.
Yeah.
No, that's why he's bored out of his mind.
You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct?
He was so bored he became a cowboy.
As one does.
Darn tootin'. Of course. Back in my day. Oh, fuck, back in my day. But of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence.
Thank you.
And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism?
Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works, you fucking liar.
That's quite, incredible.
And the sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence.
Now that he mentioned it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
What were you doing in a place like that?
Getting fucked up.
Or not.
I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel steak lunches can beat the parlors.
Vongole sepia pasta?
Vongole?
Why is that such a weird word for me? Not even
'Cause
Angel
it's Italian.
steak lunch. But I've studied Italian. I just never seen that word before.
It's okay, I haven't either.
Not even Angel steak lunches can beat that parlor's Vongole sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Mood.
Yes. Not at all, desperados. Eat tacos, partner. Wait, fuck. Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. There we go.
There you go.
That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. He hasn't learned
No, it hasn't.
shit. No one punish this is the maximum punishment. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
True.
Man.
That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says... Did you not want to raise this year? Oh no. His salary is already the rock bottom minimum that they can
Yeah,
offer.
damn. Federal minimum wage.
Oof.
Out of ammo, Officer Marshall?
That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence.
We have a lot of evidence, actually.
If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just wasting my time.
True.
Does he want to be drawn like one of my French girls?
Hit.
Why are you shaving your face so fucking slowly, too? Like, it's the same spot every time. Like, holy shit.
That's why he's doing it so
Get a proper
slowly.
Get a proper fucking razor. I
And
can,
go
it
to
can be a
fucking
straight
town.
razor if you want, but your fucking knife ain't cutting it. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. I don't believe this man can operate a motorcycle.
Yeah.
One thing seems clear, despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room. The witness does not appear to have seen anything. Jacksons don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Fucking...
Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante.
What is this, Volatile?
Ha.
Puts a banana on the desk. I'm going all in.
Am I dumb? Is this a new statement, or is this just the very beginning?
Yeah, it's the
It's
very
the
beginning.
Okay.
So, do we need to, like, show him the, like, name of Marshall in the SL9 incident or some shit?
No,
the fingerprints,
we're trying to.
probably.
SL9 is not related to the evidence room.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about the evidence room, Meekin's definitely murdered Marshall incident.
Murdered Marshall. You know, the guy that's right here.
Sorry,
He murdered
Goodman.
Whitey. I don't know why I thought his last name was Whiteman.
No, his last name's Marshall. Oh, sorry, Bruce Goodman.
Yeah,
I mean,
Goodman.
his coat is very white. You do have a point there. So, do we have something that could
the
hit him in the
fingerprints.
room? Because he's been very consistent about
Yeah,
like
the fingerprints.
not being in the room.
Yeah, the fingerprints. I just don't know what statement. This statement?
Oh yeah, where he says where he was.
Okay.
That's usually a good time to contradict where he was.
Excuse me.
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
Listen here real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
I just noticed the heels of his boots are like stiletto heels.
I'll have to pay
Wild.
attention.
Are you sure those aren't spurs?
They might be spurs, and they're just like cutting off the visuals of the heel in a weird way that make it look like stilettos. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, I did think they were stilettos too, but I'm like, no, it makes more sense if they're spurs.
It does, but it's funnier if they're stilettos.
You're right,
He's
you're
just
right.
Real cowpoke are a little bit tall.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? ACAB.
It seems to me there ain't a person in this room that could. There ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall.
ACAB, all cowboys are bastards.
About the bloodstained
About-
fingerprints.
Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime.
Bloodstained fingerprints, let's go.
Oh my god, blood fingies.
That's not where that goes. Like I said, It's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. Murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance.
That was extremely unlikely, my guy.
The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Well, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid. Although, there's room for doubt. You don't fucking say. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. That is a lie. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy is hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it.
We cross-examination. Cutely presses.
That's because you cutely pressed. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
Yeah. That's right. That, and one more thing. Like a locker happens to be mine. What do you mean?
How does he know which locker it is?
Yeah.
I mean what I said.
Fuck. Probably showed him the floor map where the luminol test was.
That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. I mean, they're specifically in one spot, so...
Yeah.
Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Fingerprints updated.
Yippee.
So then, what about the bloody handprint?
Wasn't mine. It's no mystery.
Then why did he wipe it up?
Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. I mean, how many upper lockers are there? There's like 4 in that row.
Something like
So
that?
it's more like a 1 in 4 chance.
Well,
Well, also
it's about
you have
the
to get
chance
it on
of,
the
like,
right spot.
yeah, the right spot landing, the fingerprints lining up with the handprint. And since
Yeah, that
we
too.
didn't come across a bunch of other fingerprints too, because we would have discovered more while we were powdering the one spot, that makes it even more unlikely.
Get one thing straight, partner.
No, we're gay here.
You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Because I'm a cowboy, baby.
Yeehaw! Unrelated.
They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal.
Oh, for the love of...
I'm an omelet guy.
One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder.
No, it's an adjective that can be used to describe many things, including murder.
Yeah.
He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
Judge learns what a homophone is. Live in court.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. You do not do your job. You have admitted that at least 3 times.
There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Well, yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion.
No, it's not.
Are you starting to get the picture, partner?
Yeah, I'm getting the picture that you're a liar.
The picture? I'm more of a Scrabble player.
Goodness.
This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. That's not helpful. There's only one reality, and that's this.
The security tape.
So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise.
Okay, but whoever's face was perfectly obscured, so...
I think you're thinking too literal, Sakyu.
No, you.
You need to prove Jake left a trail in that video.
Totally not up to the investigators. You are the investigator.
Yep.
This isn't getting us anywhere. Mr. Wright, please consider carefully where you're going to go with this cross-examination.
Got it, Judge. I'll break his kneecaps. Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
This isn't new.
It is new. It got added.
Too bad it wasn't me in that video. Right, partner?
Guys, I think he was in that video.
Yeah, I think so too.
Should we watch the video again?
Yeah,
Is he pretending to be Goodman?
probably.
I love this camera view, by the way.
Yeah, it's very hopeful.
I love that it's just waist height.
Go look back at those. Oh wait, you can't
Yeah, I
reverse at all.
can't.
No, we don't have the ability.
We
to
don't have the
rewind.
technology.
I've had a VCR. I know those fuckers can rewind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is like Phoenix's mental VCR.
Black
my
and white and
mental
only
VCR.
play. So Meekin's got cut because he's a bitch,
Mm-hmm.
and bitches get stitches.
So true.
Oh man. Just like
And
the really
then-
tense music over the Blue Badger dancing is really funny. Huh.
Oh, I see it. All of a sudden, there's evidence in his. Yeah, you can see it in the loop.
Yeah.
Like I was suspecting that piece of evidence, frankly, but the fact that like it just appeared and then disappeared right there at the loop is really funny.
Oh yeah, it's so good. I love it whenever they do like security video shit because you just have to pay attention to everything.
Yeah. Do we just?
And sometimes unexplained shit will happen. You'll be like, "Oh, what the fuck did that happen?"
Do we just present the video?
Yeah,
Okay, just wanted
yeah.
to
Just
make
present
sure.
the video. It should put you back in like the rewind, fast forward.
Hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Wow, you misled me. Blah 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 blah.
The question is, when do you present the video? Now we're into that bullshit.
Oh, you press it and then you'll say show evidence. Sorry. What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime? Isn't that right, partner?
Yes.
If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they can leave the room without being caught on tape.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Okay, but he's not wrong. Well, Mr. Wright, can you show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present? Please do so now.
No evidence in video, just kidding. Let's show it, baby.
Evidence.
Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright. You might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Sorry, sometimes when Edward just points that finger out, I'm just like, I just want to bite it off. Just
Relix, you set off Sakyu's dog. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Oh, the music's
Back to this fucking banger of a track. Fuck
It's the best track in the fucking game. What are you talking about?
Badger. Blue Badger in the house tonight.
Can't wait for the EDM remix.
I would honestly
Swinging his
love...
arms to the early light.
Honestly, wait. I'm gonna go see if I can find one. One second. Oh, wait. Bring your attention back to the security camera. Is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall.
Huh? These days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you would have to say in 8 words or less? That is a reference to something.
I think it's a haiku.
No, it's just kind of a
No.
thing. Like, it actually shows up a decent amount of times in the Science Adventure series. Just like, yeah, summarize that thing in like X amount or less type thing. I think the tip for that type of phrase is usually connected to in game 2 chan, like, yeah.
Or at channel, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I realized him going and eating spaghetti might be a reference to spaghetti westerns.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Clever.
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video.
You know it's serious when the text is all red.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
Imagine counting the words someone said out loud. I could never. I don't care, no.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in this video. That locker with the white
That's the judge.
Oh. I saw it.
Oh. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
No, just let it loop, Phoenix. They'll see it disappear that way faster.
I mean, to be fair, it would be faster if we just let it loop.
Oh! The white cloth! It's gone! Very good, Judge. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Imagine being in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be
Couldn't
me.
be me.
What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Order! Order! It would seem... Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened?
Oh, buddy. He doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know.
That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it.
Hmm.
Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in.
Vesty, the fingerprints. Vesty.
He doesn't know.
It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
Because you are, unfortunately.
You're wanted on the steel horse you ride.
This guy isn't just playing dumb.
Yeah.
He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it.
Easy.
Pardon?
Not that.
fingerprint sensor?
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. Surprise, Gumshoe?
In any case, locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people there are even some people on the force that don't know about fingerprint locks.
Oh.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Ooh.
That's nice.
Now he's eating jerky in the courtroom. I only got one word for you, partner. No. Order. Fuck.
Chicken nuggets, please.
Burger, fries.
Somehow slipped Marshall's accent into Judge's voice. Order. Witness, explain yourself. This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
You wouldn't believe it, Phoenix, but he was committing the crime.
I love that there's a question mark at the end of that, like it's a question.
Yeah.
Instead of just like a statement.
Yep.
At the end, at the time of the crime?
Crime? There were crimes? Yes, Phoenix, we're in court.
Olay! Please answer the question.
Hello?
What is he now? A bullfighter?
Economy's rough, Phoenix. Even judges need a second job.
Oh my god.
So true. That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here.
Mr. Wright, you don't understand. I'm very bored. We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Did using the gavel was that required there?
Yeah,
Did you just want to use the gavel?
probably.
Maybe. Anyway, where is Officer Marshall?
Yeah, good enough. He was
Just-
prepared.
Just remember, Meekins is technically the killer in this scenario.
Right.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I'm aware of where he's supposed to be, but the judge said a thing, but I guess it's whatever.
I didn't see what it was.
It's okay.
That's probably something like pointed out on the map or something. Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Allegedly.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. It was Detective Badman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall.
I feel like Detective Badman would just be Vegeta in the Badman shirt with a mustache and a magnifying
True.
glass.
True. He just rolls up into the interrogation room. Fight me! It was you! Dressed up like Detective Goodman!
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. You know, the guy that he'd never met before.
And didn't look in the eyes.
But he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his cards, sir.
Yes? And how did Detective Goodman respond?
Someone pulled a knife on me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Huh.
As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? That's some good jerky.
You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it?
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. I'm not.
I don't know, I feel like we could fold Gumshoe pretty easily in trial.
True.
Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Hey, children, we're trying to have a trial here.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. You are in an air-conditioned building.
The AC, it feels so cool on my skin. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics. 1 + 1 = 2. Maybe we need some more advanced stuff. What was that thing Mia used to tell me?
Phoenix, try thinking outside the box.
But I'm not in a box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place?
What do you mean?
And there's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, quote unquote, he just opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
And the fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take another look at the security tape.
Here we go again.
After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth.
Guys, it's a jacket. He was putting away the jacket.
Yeah, he's putting away his disguise. But also, we're back in the fucking evidence room again.
Yeah, so, what am I supposed to do? Do I just click on the jacket?
So, here's the thing. There is something that specifically happens to the jacket during this video.
Oh, right, it gets bloody
Besides
on the
being
shoulder.
shoved into the locker.
Yeah, it gets bloody on the shoulder.
The blood.
Yeah, okay.
It gets punctured
That's
and
a
covered
treat.
in blood.
Meekins gets stabbed in the arm and bleeds.
Yep.
Because Meekins.
Because Meekins.
Meekins is a leaker.
Blood be upon ye.
And then wait for the blood to be shown. There it is. Humph. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. Though I don't know what end yet.
Yep.
However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you.
A man?
I know, it's always a man ruining everything. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, he's a bleeder. Officer Meekins panicked. And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that. What would the fashion police think? So you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner.
It really does look like he's wearing stilettos, but I'm pretty sure those are
It
spurs.
really does. Yeah, because like if you look at his right foot, it's very flat.
Yeah.
Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated
Looks like I underestimated y'all.
Underestimated.
I think I did just realize why everyone's always lying here in Ace Attorney, though. No one takes an oath first.
True. There's no perjury if you don't take an oath.
I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, I'm very proud of my boyfriend. I mean, what?
2 years ago.
Flashback.
If you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we?
Fuck does that mean?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
And leave boyfriend alone.
Alright.
Leave boyfriend alone. You're lucky he'll even perform for you.
It seems like the time has come.
Marshall's confession, let's go.
I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole that detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. And I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 515.
So the supposed victim was really you.
There's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand.
Says the one that was wielding the knife at the time. Okay.
My guess is he's the donor.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation.
I guess just press everything at this point, unless any of you have other ideas.
Yeah, let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. When you say it, you mean...
Do you even have to ask, partner?
Not on a personal level, but for the courtroom level, yes.
The SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Obviously.
That incident's not over.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anybody says, partner. That case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance. That's why
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera.
And the detective's ID card?
I stole that the morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report.
I returned his ID card. Left it on the floor of the prosecutor's office parking lot.
Gee.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight.
What do you mean, partner?
I mean the fingerprint. Activate a lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could, because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off?
Let's just say I was a little surprised. Only evidence on I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Thank you, sir. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
Oh boy.
Why did Edgeworth get so much influence?
Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way.
Apologize to Meekins, not the court.
With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
Seriously?
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's had it the whole time.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out, and?
So, you did your research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. And that's why it's called Death Valley.
Yeah.
Because idiots.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape has erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left.
However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby. When you're unconscious, you're not exactly sleeping.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, on that day,
But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
What, are you blind?
Maybe.
The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
So, you stole the evidence from the locker.
Actually, no, I didn't.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor.
Is it
Detective...
Is it relevant from when other front-facing evil guy was stealing evidence from it?
No, Von Karma has nothing to do with this. He's in
Who?
jail right now.
I was gonna say, Von Car...
I know, but like, didn't he like wasn't he? Didn't we catch him stealing evidence from this incident? And then
No,
he
he's... No, that's DL6.
Yeah,
oh,
this is SL9, and that was a different evidence
SL9
room
is
too.
Is a completely different incident. I understand why it's confusing.
Okay.
DL6 was case 4 big trauma case. SL9 is case 5's big trauma dump. And we're talking about SL9 when we talk about case 5. Does that make sense?
yes.
Alright, cool. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner. It's a free country.
How high are you?
Well, I can tell you this ain't beer in this flask.
Oh, dandelion wine.
Well, it certainly comes from a plant. Just remember. Howdy.
Just the howdy. Goodbye.
Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. I mean, you're technically not.
Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense!
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. We'll talk about
Edgeworth
this
is just
later.
Edgeworth is just over here thinking about salaries.
I mean, to be fair, he must save the department a ton of money every year by just cutting everybody's salary.
You're right, you're right.
Lord.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
And if the truth does not satisfy you, the witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
God. Is this new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why?
Press.
But the case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Yes, the evidence is stored in the evidence room where the evidence goes.
You mean it's stored in the evidence room?
Joe Darke was convicted for his crimes. One thing I could say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Darke case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I thought for sure you were gonna say it was a sunny afternoon.
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Why is he so concerned with that incident?
Because his fucking...
Hold that thought. Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. The case files.
Yeah. I feel like we just present the SL9 files on that last statement, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
you got it.
I have a brain cell sometimes.
When it's on loan from Edgeworth, yes.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
Oh, do you have some?
Stay out of my... I do stay out of my stash.
Damn. I have
And
the
now I just
SL9
have-
Go ahead.
And now I just have cactus juice. It's the quenchiest. Just in my head.
That's great.
Lord.
I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here.
Hmm.
And a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago.
Second cowboy.
He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the He must be talking about the Kena Prosecutor's Award.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother. Wait, that's his hair?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Yes, that's his hair.
You guys didn't realize that earlier?
I thought that was a fucking towel on his head.
I wasn't thinking a towel, but like some kind of like scarf thing that hangs down sometimes.
Like some sort of like shawl to protect him from the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
bandana's for.
The bandana's on his
Why
neck.
am I the only one who realized that's his hair? Hello?
Have you?
No, I knew.
Have you
I knew
never
Peachy.
seen? Have you never seen people like drape cloths from their head from under a hat to like protect their necks and shit?
Yeah.
No, I have. But I knew that was his. Okay.
Did you guys think he was bald? Like,
No, it's just that
No,
his hair
I
wasn't
just thought
necessarily visible.
Yeah, I just thought it was covered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same color as his facial hair.
No, it's not.
Yeah, brown. Because brown fabric exists.
Anyways, you read this, right?
Yeah. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was a part of worked under them.
Yeah, like, the way his hair flows is just not like hair. I'm sorry.
He doesn't shampoo it.
Ugh.
He needs some conditioner.
We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
Hello.
Joe Darke. My brother fought Darke and was killed. That was the first time Darke left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
Wow, he is so anime villain.
Yeah.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public record.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Darke. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it. And that's your reason for your insane actions.
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Blinks.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
I mean, yes and no, because who took the stuff? That would be the last day that SL9 case could have been reopened. Not satisfied with this resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one.
Which, in turn, means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But...
And there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner.
He always does. Kissy face.
All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely uncontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Ah!
I rest my case.
You're such a bitch.
He
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
X'd it out. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Hold it from someone.
Your Honor, wait!
Which stand is she standing at?
Witness.
With the milk crate.
Yeah, she pushed
Aw.
Marshall away.
Put down the crate, stood on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Emma!
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right?
What do you mean, right? I'm over here, you're at the witness stand.
Mr. Wright. Are you this girl's guardian?
I mean, if you make Lana guilty, he will be, I guess.
Your Honor? Oh, in a sense.
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. So nice of him.
Starting now.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Darke killings.
Now that she mentions it. The names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So, I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue.
I mean, blood tests exist, so...
True. So, I ran over there and looked at it again.
So, did you find something?
No.
Huh?
I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
I'm just a baby. You need to go to college for forensics first.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have.
I mean, what about the pool of blood on the floor? I think that also counts.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
but we
true.
don't know where that came from.
I know.
If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional.
He sure is.
If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Did you interrupt the trial just to give me a pep talk?
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright.
Damn, Phoenix is me. Oh boy, is gone to the void.
With regard to the incident at the police station... Wait, with regard to the incident at the police department...
There you go.
Does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Alana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If ever I needed to concentrate, it's now. Chugs cactus juice. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing?
Well, obviously we have to object.
Nah, there's no problem. What are you talking about? This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there?
Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time.
Judge, I did not know you were religious.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use.
Was the blue badger in the way?
There's the thing you gotta read first.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans?
It's 100% the blue badger.
It's either that or the videotape.
What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here.
So?
So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well?
Well, what?
Gasp.
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker.
What?
Can't believe everyone missed that. What the fuck?
So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done!
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Stop. Stop the point.
Don't look at me, I didn't put it there.
Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
Emma! Man, you move fast.
On that afternoon,
I'm also very stealthy.
Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in?
Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been... Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Sorry, that sentence messed me up.
It's okay. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
So then, assuming this murder really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who is posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
Updated autopsy report, just kidding. This straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card. Oh! The ID card record.
Record.
I was gonna say.
Record what? I can play hot cross buns. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ha! Ah! Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you. I never figured you. Fuck. I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy.
Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't saying it. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. I said it wrong. Fuck. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean... the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at that chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777.
I'm honestly not convinced 20 minutes would be sufficient time for that either, but definitely better than just 10
minutes. But it's more
minutes.
than 10.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Also, 7 sevens
Yep.
early.
Talk about a lucky number. And at time for a smoke. But wait. That doesn't make sense. Well, you see, Judge, 4:20 is the time of... How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand. He must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Please find out whose ID number is 777777.
That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
Is it a loaner ID card?
What?
Blame yourself, son.
The ID number 77777 belongs to someone with a high rank of captain or higher. I slightly misread that, but we'll carry on. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
But that's ridiculous! Just how?
Yeah, just get a warrant first, duh.
I have a guess.
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted,
An official charge.
You're all alike, aren't you?
Yeah, they share their brain cells sometimes.
With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander? Is he? Okay.
Can we just...
Ooh, the girls are fighting. Ooh.
Indeed. But can we just, like, ask Lana right now what her ID number is? Like, she can just disclose
Literally.
that.
Plus, she could get stabbed.
True.
Well, she kind of stabbed herself.
Details.
Let me ask a question.
Yes.
No, not to you. To her. The defendant's sitting over there.
Okay, cool. Marshall has the brain cell.
Your own little executive.
Lana?
All right?
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. I'm gonna smack Edgeworth. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 777777. So she's innocent. Okay, thanks, Edgeworth. Kisses.
Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
the SL9 incident?
Can you just do this in your own free time?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence?
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
They took the time to, like, switch places.
Yep.
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did.
Alana!
I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prospector. I did that on purpose.
okay, so we're like, it actually
do you want
says
me to read it
prosecutor this time.
I know.
You're good.
I'll
you don't
ask
have...
you again. Okay.
Yeah.
During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
See, now he's asking a different question, because his first question was if there was any false evidence. Now he's asking if all the evidence was used. Come on,
Yeah.
Marshall, keep it together.
I can't keep it together. My brother's dead.
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is.
Girl.
We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved quote-unquote forging evidence.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
No. No!
Order, 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 order!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day.
To be continued. Do we want to
Probably a good time to spot.
spot?
To stop.
Okay.
Because day 3 investigation is a long one, and we probably want to do it all in one setting. Like,
Okay.
I'm not joking. This could be all of next stream.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like last week, you said it could possibly be broken up into 2 streams for investigation. So that's why I was
Well,
going to propose.
now that
take-
we have the guide, now that we have a guide,
Okay.
we won't get lost.
Okay. So you're confident we'll be fine?
Well, investigation will be one day. I'm saying the trial will be another stream.
Well, yeah, that's expected. Anyways, do you think we should start an
We
hour
probably
early
want more.
next week?
Hour early next week and the following week. Honestly, both of these segments are pretty lengthy.
Okay. Does that work for you, other two?
It should, yeah.
Okay, cool. And if that changes, you know where to message.
Mhm.
Anyways,
When the attorney is ace.
me as an attorney.
Yeah, me too!
uh,
Stuff is still happening.
of course, stuff is
I
still
know.
happening.
Isn't it great though?
At least there can only be so much more since day 3 approaches.
Yeah.
But like, isn't it great that like stuff's happening? Like, we've already solved one of the murders of 3 potential incidents.
True.
True!
Now we just gotta find out more about that first one that happened and how that leads into the prosecutor's office parking lot one.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Also, Lana just dropping a bombshell that they occasionally forge evidence.
Yeah, like,
I mean, like, I think she's referring to the Joe Darke killings.
yes, that's
It
what she
was
was
to
asked about
catch a
specifically.
serial killer. So, like,
But also, you gotta think, like, that mentality carries with you. If you did it once for one guy,
Mm-hmm.
what stops you from doing it to the next monster you come across?
True.
put him away. And then, Marshall did say that Joe Darke killing his brother was the first time he ever left evidence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, too.
Yeah, that might be where evidence is forged.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll
mean-
we'll learn more next time, I'm sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lana literally said, hey, we did something to get this guy arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only murder that he left evidence in, that is very suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, him never leaving evidence. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Look, this is fantasy attorney land. They can say whatever the fuck they want.
That's
True.
true.
We're already in the middle of Japanifornia, so
True.
I just think it's funny that the localization team just like, yeah, this is LA
Yeah.
in an alternate history.
So weird.
Like, that's only an English thing. I believe in Japan, Ace Attorney just takes place in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, like, my brother was saying that Ace Attorney specifically is meant, it's like kind of a satire on Japan's legal system in the 90s.
Yeah, this is like
Which-
the third time you've mentioned this.
It is? Okay,
Yep.
bless. And like, things have changed a lot since then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm like, I feel like I definitely have no context for like that. So,
Yeah.
Ace Attorney
I
is
just-
really
I just-
unusual.
I just find it very funny that like when localization like completely changes the narrative of a game,
Yeah.
because not, I guess I should say narrative, but like the directory of this game, because like canonically now if you go to like future Ace Attorney games, they just cut like the whole setting is Japanifornia.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
As
that
it
is just like
should be.
exactly as it should be. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird that like one little design choice they decided to make for localization completely changed the trajectory and gave it its own style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when Pokemon was getting marketed in the US and the tagline came about, "Gotta catch them all." That was not a Japan thing. That was an English thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah. It'll be interesting to see how things continue to unfold throughout the rest of this. And we'll catch you all next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hydrate, okay.
Or we find out more of what the fuck's going on.
Hmm.
I drank all my water, though. I need to go get more water.
Yeah, you can do that after we're officially done. Stay tuned for more. Yippee! Yeah. Catch you guys next time, though. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye!
Thanks for coming. Have a good night.
Say something, bird. Excellent. Bye.